I found a hidden camera in my bedroom, but the landlord said it had been there before I even moved in. I moved into this apartment about a month ago. It was an old building with cheap renovations, but the rent was so low that I didn't ask too many questions. The first few weeks were completely normal, but then small, weird things started happening. I'd come home and noticed that some things had slightly moved. A mug on the kitchen counter wasn't where I left it. A chair in my room was turned at a different angle. I assumed I was just forgetting, but one night I was lying in bed and noticed a tiny black dot in the top corner of my wall. I grabbed a chair to take a closer look, and it was a small camera lens. A wire was running straight into the wall. I instantly got this cold feeling down my spine. I called the landlord right away. He acted surprised and said he had no idea it was their daughter. I decided to unscrew a small panel in the wall nearby. Behind it was a hollow space between the walls, and inside were things an old sleeping bag, water bottles, empty food packages. Someone had been living inside the walls of my apartment. I immediately called the police when they arrived and checked the space. No one was there anymore, but one of the officers noticed something in the dust, a fresh handprint, and it was right next to a small ventilation grate that led directly into my bedroom, which meant that while I was sleeping, someone had been watching me from inside the wall. I decided to move out immediately, but before leaving, I asked the landlord if we could check the security cameras in the hallway. I wanted to know when this person had entered my apartment. He pulled up the recordings from the past month, and we didn't see a single person entering my apartment, except me. I assumed the cameras just weren't working, but then the landlord opened another folder, the older recordings. He showed me a video from 2 months earlier. In the footage, police were carrying a body out of my apartment. I asked what happened. The landlord stayed quiet for a moment, and then said, the previous tenant also found a camera in the wall. I asked what happened to him. He replied, he told the police that someone was coming out of the wall at night. I asked, and the landlord looked at me and quietly said, police said he probably just went insane. The scary part is, when I came back one last time to grab my remaining stuff, the camera in the corner of the wall was there again.